In this video, we unbox and take an exclusive look at the brand new Godox SL-200W. So this is the brand new Godox SL-200W. It's a high-powered LED continuous light. It's 200 watts and it's perfect for video production, photography, newborn photography, green screening, all sorts of variety of different functions. It's marketed as a video light, but as I mentioned, you can use it. It's really popular for newborn photography and children photography because the light is not strong or too much for the toddler or for the baby that you're taking a photo of, especially compared to flash. And it's also perfect for video production. So having a continuous light with true white colors is perfect for video production, professional quality output, especially for if you're green screening or using it outdoors even. So firstly, we'll unbox this. Inside you got a couple of styrofoam pieces just to protect the light. And the SL-200, this is the unit here. So that's the unit wrapped up. I'll just unwrap that quickly. So we've got the head there. The head is in a monoblock shape, which is a really familiar shape, similar to the EF-200. Also has a cap protector here at the front. So the SL-200 actually comes with a 7-inch Bowens reflector. So it features a Bowens mount similar to the EF-200, but this model in particular has a Bowens reflector included, which is great. There's the AC cord, and lastly is a remote control. So the remote control also comes standard with the SL-200 watt, and this is the RC-A5 remote by Godox. So it's a nice sleek remote. It looks like a mini Apple TV remote or something like that. It's about the same size as that. And just the box, of course. So I'll just this packaging away. Okay, so that's basically what's included. So we'll run through some of the features of the SL-200 watt, and we'll also just check out some of the features of the back panel here, and also do a lighting test. So basically, as mentioned, it is a familiar monoblock head here. It's fan cooled as well, similar to the Jinbei EF-200. And we'll run through some of the features here. So firstly, on the front panel here, it's got a cap reflector cap there that just protects it. So it's a cap protector, and it's a Bowens mount. So all you need to do is just hold down the tab and twist to unlock, and that reveals the high-powered LED chip there. So being a Bowens mount, it's actually suitable for a range of different lighting modifiers, including softballs, softboxes, beauty dishes, snoots, and all sorts of different lighting modifiers that you could mount onto a Bowens type light. So it comes with the included Bowens reflector. So this is a 7-inch reflector. That's really easy to mount. The reflector itself actually has a hole here, which you can feed an umbrella through. So using this and a simple umbrella, you've got a really simple lighting modifier that can soften the light for you. So all you need to do is twist to just mount and twist to lock there. And there's that hole there at the bottom where you can feed the umbrella through. At the bottom of the actual light is an umbrella mount here as well, which there's also a small knob there to tighten the umbrella. So that's a really basic lighting modifier that you can set up with the Godox SL-200 watt, especially considering it includes the reflector already. On the back of the panel here, it's really similar, and it's familiar because we've seen it before on the EF-200 by Jinbei. So it has an LCD screen here. So when we turn that on, you can see the LCD screen coming on there. I'll just reduce that to the lowest intensity. There's a few different components here on the back panel. There's the antenna. So this antenna here is for the RC-A5 wireless remote. There's the LCD screen. The LCD screen shows you the channel and the group functions. It also has the power intensity. So the lowest intensity is 10%. And it also tells you the degrees of actual how hot the actual unit is. So right now it's on 26 degrees and that's on 10%. So as you increase the actual intensity of the light, the degrees or the temperature of the actual unit tends to go up. That's a really surprising feature to add onto the actual light itself. We've seen it go all the way up to about 40 degrees at 100%. It's definitely safe to work at the higher temperatures because it is fan cooled. And when you actually touch it even at 40 degrees, it actually does still feel cool because the actual unit is made from an aluminium chassis, so it actually cools the unit. There's a heat sink inside and there's also a fan inside, so that actually ensures the unit's really safe operating, especially even in full output. So there's that twist dial as well. So the spin dial actually increases the intensity and decreases the intensity. It twists, and you can also press it. So pressing sets the particular function that you want to set. So for example, the channel and group, when you press that, it actually flashes. So if you want to change the group, you can set it to group C, for example, and then once you're done, you press down and it sets it down. And you can press it twice, and it will change the channel, and the channel number will blink, and you can just spin the dial, set it to whatever channel you need it to, and then press down on the dial to set and lock that in. So basically, it's really relatively straightforward. On the bottom of the actual back panel here is the AC plug, and just above that is an actual fuse compartment. So the fuse compartment houses the fuse as well as the spare fuse as well. So that's just some of the that's a quick look at the back there. And pretty much other than that, it's relatively straightforward to use. You've got the knob here that locks it into place for the actual light stand. So the light stand, and that just locks it into place. And lastly, you've got the tilt knob here. So it's a large knob, which is great. It's easy to control, and then you can just tilt your light up and down how you need it, and just twist to tighten. There you go. So what we'll do now is we'll test it out with a couple of different lighting modifiers, including the 50cm softball, which is a really popular modifier for newborn and baby photography, as well as the softbox, the 60x90 softbox. And we can show you different ways to throw the light. We'll also do a quick lighting test on the actual power output up against myself, using that as the only light source in this video. So this is the popular 50cm softball. It's a spherical ball. It's completely translucent all the way around, so the light spreads evenly. It's perfect for a continuous light, a high-powered continuous light such as this. It's a Bowens mount, so it's a 3-prong Bowens mount, and it can be mounted onto this Godox SL-200. So I'll do that really quickly here. All you need to do is line up the prongs, and once you line it up, just twist the lock. So there you have it. So ensure that the handle here is nice and tight to prevent tilting, because it is a heavy ball, and it is a very unique lighting modifier, as you can see there. And what I'll do now is I'll just quickly show you how to operate this with the remote control. So this is a RC-A5 remote control. It's a really straightforward remote. It takes 2 AAA batteries, and you just quickly turn that on. So you turn on the remote, and what you'll need to do is actually turn on the unit from the dead switch here at the back of the panel. And once you do that, you can actually control the intensity of the light. So make sure first and foremost, whatever channel and group you have it set on the back, make sure you have that set up as well. So I've got this on channel 7 and group C. So I'll make sure that I change that over. So I'm group C and channel 7. And then once I do that, I can actually control the light now. So as you can see there, the light increased quite substantially. So the lowest intensity you can actually have this light on is 10%, but for some reason on the remote, the lowest intensity you can go is 25%. So I can't go any lower than 25% on the remote. So as soon as I press minus or plus, it actually goes down to the lowest that the remote can handle, which is 25%. So that brings it to 25% there. And you can increase that all the way up to 100. As you increase the intensity of the light, this is at 100% now, you hear the fan noise start to increase a little bit. It's still definitely silently running. It's not going to be too obtrusive in videos, especially if you use low pass filters in your microphones. And also you see the temperature increase as well. You see the temperature increase on the unit, as I mentioned earlier. As I mentioned, it's definitely safe. It's at 33 degrees now, and I don't feel any warmth or heat at all. So it's definitely safe to operate this for extended periods. The actual LED chip is rated to last 100,000 hours, which is basically 7 years continuously on. It's you won't have to replace the chip unless it's obviously dead on arrival or if there's a manufacturing fault. It will last a long time, so that's really great. so you can obviously control the light on and off with the remote. You just need to make sure that the dead switch on the back of the panel is switched to on. So you can turn that on and off wirelessly. And it's a 2.4 gigahertz wireless, so that means you can roam freely pretty much 50 to 80 meters around the unit. So if you're using this outdoors and you have an AC supply somehow, you can still use this in and out wirelessly. So this is the 50 centimeter softball lighting modifier. As you can see here, it's a spherical ball and the light flows through, it gives a throw of light all the way around 360 degrees almost. And this is on 10%, so this is the lowest intensity of the light. What I'll do now is I'll use the remote control, and as I mentioned earlier, it will bump it up to 25% as soon as I use the remote control. So I'll press that. So that's 25% there. And I'll increase the intensity to show you the spread of light. So this is increasing, it's up to 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and this is now full strength. So the throw of light is really unique from this lighting modifier. As you can see here, it comes through even at the back. I'll dim this a little bit so it's not overexposed on the shot. We'll reduce this back down to 25%. I'm about 1 meter away from the actual ball here. So the light comes through almost 360 degrees around the entire light here, and it throws the light across the entire room. It gives an even spread. So some people liken it to light from the sun if you're shooting outdoors. This is really great because it's a white light, it's nice and accurate, it's 5500 Kelvin, and you know that the colors are going to come across nice and accurately. So here we have the Godox 60 by 90 centimeter rectangular softbox mounted onto the SL-200W. As you can see, you can use a range of different lighting modifiers on the Godox SL-200W. Godox is a really reliable brand because they actually supply really high quality flash strobes, continuous lights, as well as lighting modifiers. So with Godox, you actually have a range of different lighting modifiers. You've got soft boxes, you've got octagon soft boxes, strip boxes, and a range of different lighting modifiers to use with this particular light. So you can be sure that once you purchase the light or once you get the light, you can actually go through a different range of lighting modifiers to use with this particular light. So basically, we'll turn this on now. So when you control the light, even through the dial or the remote, the actual lighting intensity increases by 1% increments. So this is different to the Jinbei EF-200. The Jinbei EF-200 goes up in 5% increments or 10 watt increments. So here you actually have 1% increments, which is really handy. So if you really want to fine tune your light for that particular lighting scenario, so with this softbox, for example, it would be perfect for portrait photography or green screening or video production. But if you wanted to fine tune that light, so you needed just a little bit more light, that way you can increase it by 1% increments. It's a lot easier to do that. Otherwise, you'd have to go through with on the back of your camera, change some camera settings to adjust to the setting. But being able to control the light in this way is perfect for a continuous light. So that's one advantage over the Jinbei EF-200. Another advantage is that it does tell you the temperature at the back. So that's a new feature. There's two indicators actually on the back of the panel. One is if the fan is not working. So right now you can actually hear an audible sound on the fan. So if the fan does not work, it'll give you a small indicator at the top left corner of the back of the panel that'll let you know that the fan doesn't work, which means that there's something wrong with the unit and you may need to get it replaced or repaired. So there's that indicator, and also with the temperature, it actually tells you the temperature of the unit itself, so you know the safe operating temperatures of the light. So the Jinbei doesn't do that. If there's something faulty or wrong with the Jinbei unit, what we've found is that it just has a red blinking light and the light simply doesn't work. So with this, at least you have some indicators, you know what's going on with your light, and you have full control. Because they are high powered lights and they're always on, as you can see here, despite being LED, similar to Fresnel lights or red headlights, you want to know when there's something wrong with the light, especially you're leaving it on for extended hours. This is the reason why it's perfect for newborn and baby photography, because even leaving it on for an extended period, you can leave it on all day and you'll barely notice any heat coming out or warmth coming out from the actual unit itself, and it's safe to operate. So if something does happen, at least you know it's not going to like cause an accident or something like that. So that's a really great advantage of this Godox SL-200. So this is a lighting test with the Godox SL-200W and the 60 by 90 centimeter softbox. So I'm standing about a meter away from the actual softbox here, and we have it on the lowest intensity, which is 10%. So The lowest intensity you can control on the remote is 25%, so as soon as I start pressing the buttons here, it will automatically go up to 25%, and then I can only increase it from there. So this is 10%. As you can see, the lighting probably comes across quite nicely at this particular setting. So once I increase that, we'll increase this all the way up to 100%. So that's at 25 now. So as soon as I press the button, it went to 25%, which is the lowest intensity of the actual remote here. And we'll go all the way up to 100%. So I'm increasing that, that's 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So I'm about 1 meter away, as I said. As you can see here, it's probably overexposed as it's coming across on the camera there, but it really is a strong light. So it's a really strong light, and it's perfect for things such as baby photography. So if you have some props set up and you have a child lying down on your props there, then it'd be nice and easy to use this light. It's not going to be too much for the child. It's not like flash photography is. Continuous lighting is really easy. It's a simple on and off switch, off like that, on like that. Really easy to use with the wireless remote. And overall, it's a great light. It's a really great unit. The alternative is fluorescent bulbs. LEDs are definitely becoming a lot more affordable in the market, and they're a lot more reliable because you can actually use different lighting modifiers. They're more versatile to use. So these are definitely great options for your continuous lighting solutions. So that was a quick look at the Godox SL-200W. It includes the RC-A5 remote as well as a 7-inch Bowens reflector here. It really is an overall great continuous light solution. It's an affordable solution, and we find it's perfect for photography and video production requirements. For more information, contact us at hypop.com.au, subscribe to us, and like this video. Thanks for watching.